Hello, welcome YouTube, welcome TikTok. Today we're talking about women energy of water. So I decided to do these videos about women energy of fire, women energy of water, earth and air, and how this particular woman should develop their femininity. You see, I have a lot of videos on how to develop femininity, but we are not all the same, and what works for somebody might not work for another person. And that's why I'm making this video so you can choose your dominant energy and basically based on your dominant energy decide what will work for you. So, for example, I'm energy of water, so maybe something that I shouldn't be doing, you should be doing. So, for example, I shouldn't be working on being softer. I'm already soft. I should work on cleaning up my masculinity. Now, if I would be energy of fire, I would be doing something that I shouldn't be doing. So, how to know which energy you are? You need to look at your natal charts. You can do it online; they're free. It's not that hard to do. You just need your date of birth, your place of birth, and the time of birth, and look at you at the 6 prominent placement. So this is 6 personal placements. So this is your ascendant, your Mars, your Venus, your Mercury, your Sun, and your Moon. These are planets that correspond to you. These are your personal planets, and they actually they're much closer to you than the social planets. Now, if a lot of those placements are in Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, then you are dominantly water. Especially if your Moon and your Venus, these are feminine planets, are in those placements, then you're feminine. Then you're a woman energy of water. And woman energy of water are the most feminine ones. So I was right about that. Now, if some of those planets are in energy of water, then you might be mixed. Like, for example, I have 4 placements in energy of water. It's my ascendant, my moon, my sun, and my Mercury. But my Mars is in Capricorn, and my Venus is in Sagittarius. So it makes me a little fiery because of my Venus in Sagittarius. See where your placements are. But if you already have your placements and you know that you're a woman energy of water, then this video is for you. And I will tell you what you need to do to be feminine, to open your femininity. When I started on my journey of kind of developing my femininity and working on my energy, I was surprised why I didn't become feminine right away. Like, why am I not getting all the benefits that were promised to me if I would be feminine? With time, I understood why that happened, and my mentors were pushing me to work on certain things to make me stronger in my feminine energy. And I will tell you what exactly I did, so you can do it as well. Now, but before we'll start, let's talk a little bit about women energy of water. Now, women energy of water are the most feminine. And if you think that, oh my God, thanks God, I was born so feminine, I don't need to do much work, you are mistaken. You still will have to do work. You still will have to it will be not on your femininity, more like on cleaning up your masculinity. But these are the most feminine women, and ideally, if our society would accept them as they are, they would benefit themselves and the society around them. Unfortunately, we live in a masculine society, so feminine women are not praised as much. For example, I was born in a family with both of my parents being energy of air, so they're masculine, and both of my parents have no energy of water at all between them, so no placements in water whatsoever. So when they had me, and I have so much water, and they really didn't know what to do with me. Like, they never could deal with my emotions. They could never understand why I would be upset or not upset, why I would be happy, why, like, all. All of what they were missing was in me, but they didn't know what to do with that. So they tried to make me more like them instead of embracing my emotional kind of state. So, and that's exactly what happened. They was polishing me to be more masculine, and I became masculine, and I studied, I worked, I had a career, I was always masculine. I just knew that something was off, but I basically lived just as my parents wanted me to be masculine, strong, less emotions, more. I came to the point. It came to the point that I would not hug people, I would not kiss them, I would not allow myself any kind of emotions, because that's how I grew up. Now, ideally, my parents should have accepted me and kind of allow me to be in my emotions, and let me grow like this. Let me grow and not be embarrassed of my emotional state. You see, then I would have clean femininity. I would have a clean masculinity, the masculinity that would protect my femininity, and I would, who knows, maybe in a different place in life than I am now. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that that's how it usually happens. It happens for everybody, for every energy. Usually parents are opposite energy, so they have to learn from each other instead. That's not how it usually happens. So but this is what happens. Usually a person energy of water is very empathetic, and because we live in a masculine society and this is not praised, or it's not really rewarded, so to say, people are basically just dumping all their dirt in that water. You see, and at one point, that super feminine woman becomes just a dirty water, meaning dirty femininity. She's in her dirty feminine energy. How does it happen? I mean, women energy of water, they're usually very empathetic, so anybody will come, talk to them, complain about something, cry to them, and they will listen, and they will process, and they will keep that all in themselves. So this is usually the life of a feminine woman in energy of water. And if you're energy of water, you know what I'm talking about, because I used to have and still have some friends who are dominantly water, because these are people that are easiest for me to attract. You see, they're the same like me, so we're born kind of, and I know how they feel because I feel the same. Now I learned to manage all that because I work with people, obviously, but a lot of people never learn, and they basically spend their life not using the benefit that was given them at birth. All right. So, what are the benefits of woman energy of water? Well, the benefits are that they're feminine to start with. If you're a woman and you're born with femininity, that's already an amazing thing. Now, um, another advantage is that because they're feminine, it's easy for them, and so femininity is inside. Remember, so women energy of water are inside. It's easy for them to feel everything, to feel pleasure, to feel love, to feel gratitude, and this draws people to them. So if women energy of fire draw people to them through their brightness, through their looks, women energy of water draws through their softness, through this pleasure that they like project into the space, through the love and gratitude. You see, so that makes them very powerful. Like, even I have some admirers. One time this guy told me, he's like, "You're not even that beautiful. I'm not sure why I like you so much." You see, I mean, he was honest. That was kind of rude of him, but still, I know why he was so drawn to me, because I have this pleasure inside of me that he wants. And obviously, I was not giving him any, so he was drawn. So anyways, the advantages are also that they easily can share the energy. You see, if a woman energy of fire want to share the love and kind of and pleasure with the man, but she doesn't have any, it's kind of hard. She's basically faking all this. Or women energy of air also, it's hard for them to share the attachment. For a water woman, it's very easy to share the pleasure with everybody around, as long as they are not taken advantage of, and we will speak about that. So these are the advantages. Also, the advantage of a woman energy of water is that a lot of people underestimate them. Before this life, I was outside and I was looking at the ocean, and the ocean is so peaceful, so calm. The water is blue, and everything is so just looks so pleasurable, right? You just want to jump in. But water is powerful because it's unknown. You can get in the water, and the water will basically hold you and drown you. Water energy is very powerful. Now, if fire, it's powerful because it's fire, and you will touch it, you will get burned. With water, you never know. Water can really drag you in, and it really drown you in their emotions. So that's what makes that's the advantage of for women energy of water. Like me, why I have men for years and years and years admirers, right? Because they're drawn to me and they're not sure why they're drawn, and they're not sure how to get rid of me, so how to avoid this kind of hold that I have on them. I really don't. Um, all right, so the disadvantages for women energy of water are that they could become depressive, possessive. They easily gain weight, but not like energy of earth. Their weight is usually like lumpy. And I know that from myself, so I wouldn't even lie. So they do become, so once water becomes dirty, like a swamp, it becomes very possessive, jealous, emotional, like this kind of controlling, like not a healthy kind of emotions. And these are the disadvantages that women energy of water need to watch for. They do often also become hysterical. Why? Because they feel insecure. When they feel insecure, they start fighting and they're not sure how to fight. That's why it's very important for women energy of water, even though they were born feminine, to develop their femininity, to work on their energy constantly and all the time. That was my issue. As I said, I felt like I have the strong femininity, but because I did not really had a healthy masculinity, my femininity was abused and taken advantage of, and I would become like, once all my energy would be drained, I would become all of those hysterical and possessive and depressive and jealous and all that. So this is obviously not good things, and we're going to get rid of them. So how what does a woman energy of water needs to do to stay in her clean feminine energy? You see, when I was born, if my father would tell me, my little daughter, you just enjoy yourself and live as you want to live, I will protect you all the time, I would probably just live being emotional, happy, in pleasure and in love, and just share that love and pleasure with everybody. And then eventually there would be a Prince Charming who would come and start and ask me for a hand in marriage, right? But that doesn't happen like this. My father was telling me to have a career. He sponsored me to study my second language was German. I studied, and he really sponsored me to study it long before I even went to school. So you see, my parents were a little different, and they did not show me, they did not give me space to develop my healthy femininity. I had to work on my masculinity in a masculine way. So a woman energy of water, this is what they need to do. They need to work on their masculinity. And again, this is not for everybody. This is particular for women energy of water. Remember, to be a self-sufficient person, we all have to have four energies developed. So it's water, earth, fire, and air. Now, if you only in water, you will become a dirty puddle very soon, and then the dirty puddle will dry, and that's it, and you disappear. Now, when you have energy of earth, the energy of earth is creating the border for that puddle, so that puddle will become a small lake. And the energy of air will keep that puddle protected, and the energy of air will move it so the puddle will stay clean, won't become a swamp, you see? Now, so for energy of water, the main thing is not to develop femininity, it's to develop masculinity, so femininity will be able to flourish. Like me right now, you see, I feel very secure in my life. I feel very protective of my life. Like I don't even need to do nothing, and because I feel all of this, I actually like my femininity develops. Thank you, thank you, Carmen. My femininity develops because it is protected. It feels secure. You see, so this is more important. Now, what is the masculinity? Masculinity is fire and air. Now, for the fire, how to develop fire in you, and this is what I do daily, every single day. You need to exercise. Ideally, it would be so you need to make sure that your solar plexus is working. You need to speed up your breathing. If you don't want to, I will answer that, Helen. If you don't want to do what I do, I go for a run, or I do like walking up the hill or something. If you don't want to do what I do, you can just sit and speed up the breathing in your solar plexus. Make sure your solar plexus starts working. That's where your fire is. So the exercise has to be all the time, like every single day. It can't be once a month thing. If you want to keep your masculinity, you need to work on that. Masculinity is work. So this is a must. So this is for the fire. You would work on you would do the exercises. Fire, the best thing. Or you can play tennis or volleyball, basketball. So it could be some kind of game. You need to speed up the breathing. Pilates could be good also for women energy of water. Now, then the second one that you need to work on is energy of air, obviously, because water needs to move. You see, when water is staying, water becomes not good. It starts smelling, it becomes dirty, and you don't want to get to that point. So, how do you develop energy of air? You do something else. You do something that's uncomfortable, like me traveling or meeting new people, start talking to new people. And women usually energy of water, they are not as social as you would want them to be. So so this is basically coming out of their comfort zone. And I know that it's not comfortable for me sometimes, but I know that in the long run, it's good for me. So this is how you develop energy of air. You're trying something new. You can try new food, talking to new people, maybe trying new activities. So something new. The water has to move constantly. Usually, women energy of water, if they're in the relationship, they're stuck in a particular routine. So their life is very predictable, and that's when the insecurities start rising up. They start being afraid. What if my man will leave me? Then what I'm going to do? Because they don't feel secure. There is no masculinity that could back them up. There's no masculinity in them. You see. That's why I always say to my clients that are in relationship, you need to make sure your life is going on. You could not just spend time revolving around your husband. You need to have your own life. So that's what the second thing you do. Then the third thing that you need to do, the fourth, I would say, you need to create your own space. You see, this would be energy of earth. Energy of water, because it's moving like this, it never feels secure. I'm telling you, this is myself. I'm telling you, as man that I knew energy of water, my friends, energy of water that I had in my life and have still, they all feel somewhat insecure. Energy of fire can spend all their money that they have, and they wouldn't care. They will get the money again. Energy of air doesn't even care. Even if they would never have money, they don't care. But energy of water is one energy that is the most insecure. They always feel somewhat lost, because they're moving. You see, they don't have structure, and that makes them somewhat insecure. So you need to work on that security, on that safe space for yourself, on that structure. How that could look. For example, you can have a good savings account. That could be, if that is the security, or if you live with somebody, maybe you can have your own room. This way, that would be your safe space. You see, you can go in there, you can sit there, you can kind of you get that security. So you need to have some kind of security in your own. If you don't have security in you, you would be looking for it in others. You will be clinging to man, to not only to man, to friends, to relatives, to anybody who can provide that security for you. And the security not necessarily has to be money. It could be something else. For example, you feel absolutely lonely if nobody reaches out to you. Not lonely in the way energy of fire would feel, but lonely in the way like you would feel, what if everybody forget about me, and then what if I need help? Nobody would help me, like that. So you need to create that security within you. Most of the people I know, for them security is money, because usually that's what it is. You have some money, you can you can basically buy yourself the safe space. You can socialize, you can travel, you can do everything. But again, I met some people for whom family, for example, was security. Again, not to put the pressure on your relatives, on your family, on your partners. You need to have the security within you. You see, when you have the security, you attract different kind of partners. Now, that's one more thing. So the next thing that you need to do as a woman energy of water, wanting to be super feminine, you need to start converting your emotions into positive emotions. Now, energy of water is all emotions. That's what it is, basically. But the emotions, they could be really good or they could be really bad. And in the world of energy, there is nothing bad or good. It's just something that is charged. So you need to make sure that all your emotions are charged positively. Why? Because you want your life to go positively. Me, I will tell you, I used to feel so proud of myself when I would be like depressed, and I would just go down like this rabbit hole of how unfair my life was, and this and how my childhood and I would drag everybody around me. I remember one time I was with my two girlfriends, and I started with this. I don't know. It was just like a routine for me. I would do it like once every week or so, and I would start like how bad my life is. And we were very young, maybe like 19 or something. And they would start crying, and I felt so great that I made them cry. Can you imagine how unhealthy was that? So those emotions have to be eliminated. I don't have too many clients energy of water, but those that I have, I really watch their emotions. I really make sure that they filter their emotions and they convert everything negative into somewhat at least neutral. So anything, if you start having fears, watch the video on fears, how to turn fear into power. But if you have some kind of negative, so you're feeling down, you need to convert something into excitement. You see, if you would have a healthy masculinity, you wouldn't have these negative feelings. But if you don't have healthy masculinity, like me, for example, when I'm too busy and I'm working a lot, like have a lot of clients, I might not exercise for a couple of days, and then it starts. I already know it starts this kind of this feeling of heaviness and nagging, and I start picking up on kind of on the negative emotions around me, my neighbors or anybody else. And I start feeling that, and I know I need to go for a run. I need to clear my head like this. So you need to make sure all the emotions are positive or at least neutral. People energy of water, especially women energy of water, they tend to hang in other people's problems, in other people's lives, in other people's everything. So you need to make sure that even if you're hanging there, I mean, obviously if you live with somebody, it's hard to avoid somebody. You need to eliminate any kind of negative thinking. And if you could not eliminate thinking altogether, you at least need to convert it into something. So for example, you have I don't know, a partner who is constantly complaining about his boss, and you, instead of worrying about your partner about, oh my god, he has such a bad boss, I mean, what are we going to do, I need to help him somehow, you instead should start thinking something like, you know what, he's a grown-up man, I'm sure he will figure it out, he's only venting because he just wants to talk, that's it, he is not expecting nothing from me, something like that. Or for example, I'm sure he's just exaggerating, I'm sure his boss is okay. So no negative feelings, this is very important, I'm telling you. Energy of water can drown others, but they can also drown themselves. Like I would spend months and months in negativity, and then I would pull myself up, obviously, and and occasionally I would do that too. It was like my comfort. I would just lay and I would feel sorry for myself for hours. Now I haven't cried in years, and I obviously don't feel sorry for myself or anybody. But if I feel like this sadness coming on me, I tell myself, okay, Anastasia, you have 10 minutes, you can cry all you want, but after 10 minutes, we're done. And usually, if I want to, I feel sad for maybe 2-3 minutes, and then you see, it's not comfortable for me no more. I'm not used to this to stay in negative emotions for too long. So usually 2-3 minutes, and I'm done with that. But it wasn't the case all the time. I mean, right now I'm so I'm like this, but before it was hard for me. You just need to do it. Just the same thing as you would push yourself every day to go for a run or to meet new people and start talking to people in the elevator. The same thing here. You just need to watch your emotions. As soon as you feel like a little down, switch it, turn it into something. This is important, really. Just as hard as for energy of fire to sit and listen to their own emotions, for energy of water, convert emotions are also not as easy. All right, so the next thing that the energy of water needs to do is they need to create. So they need to find a passion and go with it. Now, ideally, energy of water are the best creators. Why? Because they have a lot of pleasure in them, and pleasure is what creates. This is the power that creates something new. So ideally, if my parents would let me be, I would be, who knows, I would be creating something. I always was somewhat like curious about stuff. So I could have maybe, I don't know, I could have been very creative, I could have created some kind of projects, maybe some kind of something interesting for the society, but because I was not given the opportunity, I didn't. Now, so what usually happens? Usually, women energy of water, they start dating somebody, they get attached to that person, and that person gets attached to them, and they're too empathetic to leave them or to demand something, and they basically spend all their energy catering to that other person. It doesn't have to be their partner, it could be their friends, so they cater into their friends like emotionally. I'm talking about emotionally, or to at their job, they're always like invest in themselves too much. So what they need to do, a woman energy of water, they need to find a project, something that they want to do, something that they're passionate about. Maybe they're passionate about writing a book, or maybe they're passionate about, like me, history. I love history. I would honestly if I wouldn't be as interested in energy and and the feminine energy and the manifestation, I would all focus on history. So they need to find something that would be benefit the society without kind of babying their own partners or their own parents or somebody like that. You see, they need a project. Now, ideally, the project is a child. But if it doesn't happen, energy of water women should still have some kind of project in their life. They always should. So if they can, maybe they can, even if you don't have a project and you do want to do something, maybe you can get a job, not something stressful, but something for a few hours a day that you can just go and put your kind of your talents there. But ideally, it's either a child or something that you would create. Maybe you can do some kind of course or something. Just listen to yourself and you will be able to do that. All right, so the next step that a woman energy of water should do is work on your borders with empathy. So these are not the boundaries. I'm talking about the empathy right now when it comes, so on borders when it comes to empathy. Why? I will get to the boundaries. Those are on my list too. Why? Because so energy of water is extremely empathetic. This is the most empathetic energy. Now, because we're so empathetic, we tend to worry about every single one. Like I caught myself thinking about. If you don't know, recently the last Pope passed away, and I was thinking, poor Catholics. It must be so devastating to them, like this, like I worry about people whom I don't even know, like I could worry about the penguins. The like it doesn't happen to me often now, but sometimes I would just catch myself. Or today I saw there was an earthquake in Turkey, and it happens there often, I assume, but I was like, I know, some people there because they spend their whole month. So I was like, oh my god, must be devastating for them, like this, you see. So because energy of water is so empathetic, they usually worry about everybody, and these are strangers, right? When it comes to my family, my friends, even my clients, sometimes it's hard to kind of to dissociate myself from their problems. And it was an issue for me a little bit for with my clients, because I would sit in their problems, I would analyze it all the time until I learned how to remove myself from those situations. I'm not even talking about my family, because my family and my partners, I'm especially very sensitive when it comes to their some kind of problems. So you could not, if you want to stay true feminine to yourself, you could not do that. Why is that so? A feminine woman gives pleasure, love, excitement, hope. She gives something positive, right? Now, if I'm hanging in somebody else's problems, what am I going to give outside? Nothing. I'm empty. You see, all my energy was wasted on problems that I have no power in solving, really. I mean, I could not stop the earthquake, and I definitely could not return the Pope back, So it's the problem. It's something that I shouldn't even be wasting energy on, kind of. You see, I want you to understand this. So when my family speaks to me about some kind of issues, I mean, usually they don't, because everyone in my family is very strong, very woke. Or my clients, I usually like I say what I want to say, but that's it. Like there is no more. I don't think. I don't allow myself to hang in other problems. You see, it's not in my power to save everybody in this world, and I obviously don't aim. What I can do, though, I can have enough love and pleasure in me that I can make this corner better. My building might be better, my neighbors, maybe I could benefit their life a little bit through my energy, my clients, my family, Miami. But I like that's it. I'm not going to be analyzing the problems again and again and again in hopes that something else will come, some kind of solution. And if you are energy of water, you must understand that also you will do much more for the society, for the people around you, if you will stop worrying, stop thinking about them, and generate pleasure in you. If you would generate love, pleasure, gratitude, that would help them much more than if you would sit and worry about. If one of my clients has a serious issue, I don't sit and worry and try to find a solution for them. What I do, I send love to them, not like an energy alignment, but I'm just sending love to them so they can find a solution themselves. They become stronger, they find a solution. This is very important. Um, this was my issue, and I was able to kind of to solve this issue. I was able to stop hanging in the problems of others, and you will be able to do that too. If you will do that, your femininity will become much stronger. And usually when you work on energy of air, you naturally become like this. Why? Because you have energy of air, and energy of air making you not as attached to anything. So you're like, yeah, there is a problem, but it's not really my problem, so why should I really care about this, like this? So that's why energy of fire and air is so important for you. The next one is boundaries. If you didn't watch my videos on boundaries, there is 3 videos, and I will put one of them in the description. The other 2 you can find through that one. Watch those videos; they're important. Now, energy of Earth are very strong with their boundaries. They know where they're standing, and they wouldn't allow anybody in. Energy of fire is very strong with their boundaries. They usually invade the boundaries of others. Energy of air, obviously, very strong with their boundaries. They wouldn't tolerate anybody invading. Now, energy of water is the only energy that's weak with their boundaries, very weak. Like you could not, if there is fire burning, you could not just put your hand in, no. But in the energy of water, you can go in, you can wash your hands even there. So energy of water is weak with their boundaries, and because they're weak with their boundaries, that's something that they need to work on, but not like I used to. Since I'm not allowed to feel my emotions, then don't hug me, don't kiss me, like this. So instead of putting this kind of this brick walls around yourself, you need to work on soft boundaries. So you allow people in, but they can feel that they could not do everything they want in that space of yours. Now, and how you can do that? So you need to start working on boundaries from your own perspective. Usually energy of water dissolves in others, and when you stop dissolving in others, you kind of create those healthy boundaries. Don't allow yourself to dissolve in others. You see, because energy of water is so emotional, so empathetic, people feel very comfortable with them, like even from myself, I know I start talking to people and they think I'm super nice. So because I'm super nice, they think they can step all over me. And before they could have, I would get upset, but I wouldn't say nothing. But right now, as soon as they step a little further, I mean, they know they could not do that. And I don't even say nothing. They feel it, you see? So I don't allow others to dissolve in me, and I don't dissolve myself in others. Like this is very important. And how could you allow not to dissolve yourself and others in you, and you in others? You keep yourself within your four roles. I will get to the four roles, but this is so. If you really live, if your life belongs to you, if you create, if you work, or if you don't work, if you have some kind of project, if you have friends, if you everything, if you are constantly somewhat busy with your life, you would not have time or energy to dissolve yourself in other people. You see, and this is important. Now, if you will not have boundaries, people will step all over you, and then they will leave. Why? Because nobody wants to be with the person who has no individuality, who has no boundaries. You see, remember this. This is important. You can only help others if you're strong yourself. If you are not strong yourself, you would not be able to contribute neither to the others nor to the society overall. And the people must know that. They must feel the strength and power in you. Look, I will tell you, I was married 3 times, right? And my first husband, he wanted to get a promotion. As soon as we got married, within 2 weeks, so the promotion that he wanted to get for like 3 years, he got within 2 weeks after we were married. So with my energy, he got the promotion. My second husband, with my energy, he was so he felt so powerful that he decided that I'm not even good enough for him, so he found somebody else. As soon as I withdrew my energy and myself from his space, that woman also left him, and that's it. So my third husband, the same thing. As soon as we got married, he was like, "Oh my God, I'm so lucky." He was gambling, he was winning, he was this and this. He was really like, he felt he was really lucky. None of those three thought that it was me who actually contributed to their lack of success or anything. Now, were they lucky, and it wasn't me who was getting all those benefits? It was a while. It was not now. I hope you understand. It's because I was dissolving myself in them. So instead of me keeping to my kind of life and my aura, I was basically giving all my energy to these people instead of keeping it to myself. Did they appreciate? No, they didn't. They took what they could and they used it to their benefit, and they never attributed me with any kind of with anything. So now the man that I date, obviously I give them some energy. That's what I have. So but they give me something back, and when they become a little too nasty with their grabbing, I withdraw myself and my energy, so they know that they're losing something. You see, that's why boundaries are important. If you have a partner, if you're married, and then you have a couple kids, and you're giving all like yours to them, they are not going to appreciate you. They will take, and then they will blame you that you couldn't give them more. Remember that I have 2 aunts, energy of water, both of them. Lucky for both of them, one has some fire and one has some air. But this is exactly, they dissolve themselves in their families, and then they couldn't understand why the family doesn't really appreciate them, because the family does not think that it was the energy of their mother, their wife. They just believed that they were just so fortunate. So you could not allow that. If you want to be in your true feminine energy, you could not allow that. No dissolving, and no allowing anybody into your space with their dirty paws. That's it. That's no. No matter how close you are to anybody, whether it's your kids, your parents, your partner, anybody, do not allow them to cross your boundaries. You have your own boundaries, as nice as you are. And I know people energy of water are always very nice. Do not allow people to step all over you. And if you work on your energy of fire, you will not. I know this from myself. When I'm running regularly, when I have this fire in me, right? People feel from far away how far they can go with me. I am the nicest person. I can talk to you. I can flirt with the man. I can do anything. But as soon as I'm done with this conversation, they will feel it and they will withdraw themselves, because that's it. The boundary is crossed. You need to go. And if a woman energy of water wants to be strong in her femininity, she needs to watch the boundaries. You see, a woman energy of water can draw anything to her very, very easily. But it's not but she needs to stand for it. You see, look, I was in Greece in summer. I met a guy. He was also from Florida, but he's Greek, like kind of Greek American, I guess. And we went to the casino together, and I knew he will win because I'm there, and this is, this is what happens. But so this is exactly what I said. I said, you're going to win. Whatever you will win, we will split in half. You see, I stood on my boundary. I didn't allow somebody to take it. It's not even like that. He wouldn't take advantage of me. But if I'm contributing, I should be getting something, you see? And exactly what happened. He won and we split the money. and and that's what it is. That's how it should be. You see, you need to keep your boundaries. If you want to help people, you need to keep your boundaries. Now, we spent another few days together. He was showing me Greece, and he speaks a little Greek. He knows all his way around, so he drove me here and there. I was contributing with my energy. If I wouldn't keep my borders, I wouldn't be able to contribute, and he wouldn't be showing me Greece. You see, so if you need to keep your borders for the benefit of yourself and others. All right, and the next one, exactly what I was talking about. Focus on your roles. This is happens very often in the woman energy of water. They sometimes, when they're in a relationship, when they're playing house with somebody, they forget that they have 4 roles, not only 1 role. And I always remind them, listen, they become so kind of into another person that they forget that there is her, and then there is her other role. So if you're a woman energy of water, you need to keep all your 4 roles active. So with your man, you spend only 25%. With yourself, you spend 25%. I don't know, meeting with your friends, with your family, going to salons, whatever you do, and then 25% you spend on doing nothing, on creation. So you need to be somewhat lazy to create. So you just basically spend on pleasure. And then 25% you create on nurturing something, either your body, or maybe you have a job that you nurture, or maybe kids. So you do not spend more than 25% in each role. With your man, as much as he would be, especially feminine woman energy of water, they usually draw man energy of fire, energy of air, and those are selfish as you can. So they would demand and demand and demand to spend as much time as they can with them. You need to put a hard stop. I can stay with you for 4 hours, but then I need to go. I need to do my things, like this. You will not push him away. You will see he will be even more attached to you because you are so because you have your own individuality, you have your own life. So you need to make sure that all those roles are fulfilled. Now, it's a little hard, and I know that from myself. When you fall in love, you kind of want to be with this person. You want to be lazy. You don't want to go for runs. Obviously, you don't want to. The only thing you want is really create and just be with the man. That's it. You need to push yourself. You see, this is important. I hope I will inspire you. This is very important. If you want to stay in a healthy relationship with the man and not dissolve, you need to keep all 4 roles alive in your life. The 4 roles will keep you balanced. If you will be playing older wife, you will slip. The insecurity will start coming out. The dirty feminine energy, the depression, the jealousy will come to surface very, very fast. And it happened to me many, many times in my life. So I know what I'm talking about. Make sure, no matter how much you love the guy, no matter how much he asks you to be with him, even if he will tell you, okay, so just stop everything. I will love you forever as you are. You don't need to do nothing. You don't need to work out. Just stay here with me as a comfortable glass of water. No matter what he will tell you, he will get tired of you. He will lose interest. He will drink you fully. He will drink all the pleasure and love that is in you right now, and then he will leave you. He will leave you because you could not hold waters. You are an empty glass now. So keep all those 4 roles. Whatever he says over there, whatever anybody says, you could probably have maybe, I don't know, some relatives that are selfish. They want to spend time with you. They want to sit and cry on your shoulders for hours and hours. You need to tell them, listen, the time is over. I have to do other roles. And that's it. This is a must. I force myself with this every single day, every single day. Is it easy? No, it's not easy. But I know if I want to stay feminine, if I want to benefit myself, my energy is basically what feeds me, right? So if I want to keep happy myself, if I want to help my clients, if I want to be interesting to my man, I need to, I need to do this. I need to keep myself in clean masculinity and clean femininity. All right. So, and the last ones, you need to focus on yourself and your priorities. That's already so people will not stop loving you if you are prioritizing yourself. And the last one I put here, be selfish. All right, so this is the hardest one for energy of water because they're so empathetic. They always think about, oh my God, maybe I was a little rude. Maybe people will think something about me, or maybe I shouldn't have said that. No, you're always right. Everything you say is always right. Be selfish. Be as selfish as you can be. Trust me, energy of water will never be selfish enough. Now, it's better to be selfish from the start than to keep all that negativity inside of you and then blur it out, out of nowhere to somebody who didn't expect. So be selfish, demand, ask, know your price. You know that your energy is very like beneficial, very fruitful, very potent. Don't be afraid to ask. If a man likes you, he likes your energy, ask him for something. Ask him to provide security for you. If you're living with the guy and I'm telling you to create security, tell him, I need to feel secure. Let's open for me an account. If you don't want me, if I'm spending so much time with you, I need to have money of my own. I need to have something to feel secure. Don't be afraid to say this. Be as selfish as you could be. I could say that I'm pretty selfish right now, but it doesn't come off bad. So everybody seems to be okay with my selfishness because I'm not as selfish as I could have been, but I know that if I want to benefit others, I have to be selfish. Otherwise, it just I will be just wasted. My energy would be wasted. My potential will be wasted. You must remember this. Be selfish. Nobody is going to drop you. Nobody, not one of my friends left me because I'm selfish. Nobody. None of my family. I think my family loves me even more because right now I'm not sitting quietly and getting upset. Right now I'm telling you what I like, what I don't like, and I'm upfront with that. And you should be as well like that. All right, that's it. I'm going to sum it up and then we'll answer the question. If only our parents knew how to bring up kids with the right energy. Yes, feminine, masculine, yes. And if you have kids right now, make sure if it's a girl, make sure that you don't push her into achievements, into kind of ideally. I think if I have a girl, I would just allow her to be her, to just educate her. She'll be probably homeschooled. I mean, the boy, yes, he needs to be challenged. He needs to look to grow, and he needs to have some kind of accomplishments. Masculinity grows in that. But for a girl, I mean, going to school, sitting over there like a dog, you could not get up, you could not go. I mean, this would be, I don't know, whether it's right. So, anyways, yes, but it's this what it is. We were born with it's okay. All right. So to sum it up really fast, women energy of water are the most feminine women there could be. Do they take advantage of that? Probably not. Because as many women energy of water I knew, there was only one that really took advantage of her being feminine. And I think it was praised in her culture and in her family. And she basically cashed on it really good. Because she knew her power so much, she had no problems asking her father, her brothers for anything. And then she got married really, really very well. And she believes she's super entitled for everything, which she obviously is. And she loves and just gives pleasure to everybody because she feels good. Everybody gives her everything. She has that security around her. Now she can be in pleasure and love, and she shares that pleasure and love with everybody. You see. They're the most feminine. Usually they are not as bright as the energy of fire. They're usually on average, you see. Their features are soft, usually round faces. They could be a little bit on not on the heavier side, but they could gain weight if they don't look after themselves. Usually they look softer, they look childlike. The same with men. They have this baby faces forever, like Leo DiCaprio, Um, this is what they are. So the advantage are the advantages are that they're most feminine. It's easy for them to feel the pleasure, love, gratitude. It's easy for them to feel others, to feel themselves, to feel others. They can almost feel the energy around them. And it's obviously easy for them to share when they share love, they share pleasure, they share the inspiration, they share everything. So these are the advantages. Now the disadvantage, and they are also very powerful, because usually people don't know the power in them. They think that they're so simple and soft and kind of nice, but the water could be very dangerous. The water can grab you and pull you down, and you will drown there in those emotions, and you will know it, and you would not even realize that. So water is very powerful if you learn how to use that. Now, the disadvantages are that the women energy of water can become really um, like really can stuck in the dirty emotions. Like they could be feeling jealous, possessive, insecure. They could be like hysterical. They could like all this is the negative sides of the femininity and of the emotions. Depressive, yeah, they could also stay in depressions forever. Because of that, they could start using some kind of um, like alcohol, just to avoid the reality like this. Um, Now the disadvantages. So how to stay feminine for them? They need to work on their masculinity. So they need to create the environment where their femininity can flourish without fears, without any kind of problems, without anxiety, without all this. So, like for example, when you go out and you go with a strong man, with a strong, wealthy man, he will back you up, right? You feel soft, you feel good, you feel in trust. You know that he will pay for everything. He will get you in. He will protect you if there is any kind of harm. You feel good. That's how a woman energy of water feels when she has strong masculinity in her. And this is exactly what needs to be done, the strong masculinity to allow that femininity that is already present to flourish. And you work on energy of fire, you exercise energy of fire. The easiest one is you need to exercise. Women energy of water tend to be a little on the lazier side. I know it from myself. Water doesn't like to move much. It's just how it is. So you need to exercise, and the exercise has to be active. So you need to speed up the breathing. You need to also work on your energy of air. That's something new, also very uncomfortable for energy of water. Not as comfortable, but traveling, meeting new people, trying something new. I mean, new fashion, new movies, new something. So something new. Water has to move. You see, water stay for too long in one place, and water becomes not so pleasant. If you are already married, make sure that you do something different in your routine. Maybe once in a while you just, I don't know, you go and stay in a hotel for a couple of days. Maybe you can travel on your own or travel with your partner. So spice the routine. Don't allow yourself to have the same routine. You need to move a little bit. Create the security for you. Otherwise, you will always feel insecure and cling to others. Whatever the security, the safe space for you is. Ideally, if you live with somebody, you should have your own room, at least. Why? Because of how empathetic energy of water is, and other energies are more self-centered, so they will not really care much about energy of water person in them. So when you have your space, you kind of, it's your space. If you are traveling with your friends, make sure that you have your own room, and like that. Now, then you need to convert your emotions into positive emotions. Always, I think that's for everybody, but for energy of water women especially, because emotions is everything in them. So they have to be positive. Now, you need to find some kind of passion that you like, and do create, and create as much as you can. You can really benefit society with your creations. You just need to feel pleasure. Again, remember, you create only in pleasure. So if you don't feel pleasure, I mean, it would be hard for you to create. And pleasure, you feel pleasure when you feel secure. So create the security, then feel the pleasure, and then create. Make sure that you work on your empathy to everybody around you. There's no need. You're you, and that's it. You could not. So you can help others only when you're filled with love yourself. You see, you could not help others by doing outside actions. Allow that for energy of fire and air. They're masculine. They will do it themselves. What you can do, you can support the world with your energy, with the energy of that love and gratitude that you have in you. Even I think Joe Dispenza, right? They did a huge meditation in Washington D.C. a long time ago. I think they were basically meditating for the benefit of some kind of war that was going on. And in that day, when they were meditating, there were the least casualties. So I want to say that you think that you're not powerful by sitting and just giving love to somebody or feeling gratitude for somebody. You are mistaken. You might give them more than if you would be trying to kind of brainstorm and giving them solutions. So, but again, you could not save everybody. Leave the world alone. The world will not fall apart. Then you need to have really strong boundaries, not the boundaries that I will just lock myself in my apartment and will never leave the house. You need to be social. Remember, you need to have your energy of air, so you need to socialize. You need to speak to people. You just need to make sure that when you speak to them, it just as long as it's convenient for you. That's it. So the boundaries must be present, even in the relationship. The boundaries must be strong. Don't dissolve in others. Don't allow others to dissolve in you. Focus on your four roles. Remember, those are a woman, a wife, a mother, and a creator. Make sure that you focus on all of them. Even if you are in a relationship, even if you have 5 kids, you still need to focus on all of them. And the focus on self. Be selfish. Be as selfish as you can. You will see that nothing will happen. People are not going to leave you. Nobody is going to forget you. You still will be you, and you still will be a powerful you. This is really, really, really important. Often, from at least from myself and from my friends, I see that people energy of water think that, oh my God, if I wouldn't help him, what will happen to him? Or if I would not do this, who is going to do it? Somebody will do it. Don't you worry. it's uh, it's that's how it is. A long time ago, when I first moved to United States, my first boss told me um, the business is a ship, and if the captain will die, the ship will not stop. The ship will still be moving. He was telling me that because I believe that the whole business, so I was working in the restaurant was basically moving forward just thanks to me. Because I was sacrificing myself. I was working many hours. I was doing everything. But you know what? I left that business, and that business is still operating. So, it was not. He was right. Even if when the captain moved out, I mean, the business was still working. So, be selfish. Focus on self. Don't try to save everybody. That's not your job. Your job is to give love and pleasure into the world. The more you will give your feminine, and femininity um, gives from the inside, not from the outside. Let the masculinity do that. Let them um, let before my computer will die. Let the man do the man's job. Okay. If no more questions, we're done. We're going to meet on Saturday. But I do hope I inspired you. I do really. It pains me sometimes to see how women energy of water are taken advantage of. And every time I meet one of those women, I don't meet them much now because I attract different kind of women into my life. And when I meet them, I do want to tell them. I tell them actually sometimes that you're very powerful. You're given something that some people are working hard to get, and that you need to nurture that. And basically, this is the only way how you can contribute to the society. nurturing that power in you, not any other way. And sometimes they listen, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they listen to their partners and boyfriends, and the boyfriends are telling that it's nonsense. And then they come and they cry to me about how abusive their boyfriend is, but they allow that, you see. And you could not allow that. You could not. You need to stay strong. Yes, you're water, but remember your power. Remember that you're very strong. You're much stronger than, well, I wouldn't say that you're much stronger than other energies, because all the energies could be very strong, you know. Fire could be seriously strong, air could be seriously strong, earth, but you are as strong as all of them. Just because you are not as impulsive as fire, or as free kind of moving as air, or as solid as earth, you're still very powerful. Nobody knows what is over there in the middle of the ocean, and this is so nobody knows what is inside of you, and you can use it for your advantage, and for the benefit of others as well. All right, that's it. We're going to talk on, so meeting on Saturday, and on Saturday we're going to talk about quantum leaping again. So I made a video last Saturday. I hope you watched it, and I hope you already kind of using all those techniques, because I do. I told you I want to quantum jump. I want, like, I have a reality that I want to be in, and I do my part. I do hope you also do, but I did get a lot of questions, and I thought it was pretty clear, but I think it's not. So I'm going to be answering your questions. There are a lot of them, and if you do have questions too and you didn't send them, please send them. So it will be even more clear, and when easier to navigate, to move. All right. So that would be on Saturday at 11 a.m. And then next Wednesday, we're going to talk about woman energy of air. So if you have a lot of placements in Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini, this would be video for you. This this would be very interesting, because I don't have none of the energy of air. And for a long time, I was looking at these people like they're some kind of aliens. I think they look the same with me. But I will tell you, I had 2 clients, energy of air. And I will tell you what they need to do to become feminine, if obviously they want to, because usually they really don't much care. All right, so that's it. If there are no questions, we're going to finish. If you do ask, please though, don't have any kind of negative feelings towards your parents or towards your partners or towards anybody. Don't feel like this, oh my God, everybody used and abused me. No. Everybody was showing you where you were using and abusing yourself. You see, whose fault it is that my second husband enjoyed my energy and got himself a different girl? My fault. You know why? Because I dissolved myself in that man whom didn't really even like that much, you know. So I should have never allowed that to happen. I should never betrayed myself. I should never allowed it to go that long. You see, I dissolved myself because I felt like, well, you know, I guess I felt bad. You see, I had no good boundaries. I was too empathetic, no boundaries, and look how it backlashed at me. So, and it's always like this. It's, for the most part, it's always like this. So be selfish. Don't blame anybody. Just, you need to feel like, thank you. You know, thank you for showing me what I need to work on. Like me, when I started working on that, my mentor was pushing me to work on my masculinity all the time. And I'm like, I don't want to be masculine. This is what I was all my life. And she was telling me, you don't understand. You were in dirty masculinity. Now, once your masculinity will become clean, you will see your femininity will become clean and will become, will open up. And what I was doing for, like, I think 3 months, she was mentoring me, like really, really mentoring. Every single day I would meet with her. That's what I was doing. I was going for a run every single day. I was taking different paths. I used to live in New York. And once my masculinity cleaned up, I had enough energy to kind of forgive and feel differently about other people. And she was pushing me to kind of to feel like this towards man in my life, towards everybody in my life, that it was not them who kind of who used me or something like that. It was me who allowed that because my masculinity was not strong enough to fight back. You see, now I don't even fight back. It just people feel it. They know how far they can they can push this war at least. So don't feel sad, because I know that could be a tendency, some energy of water could really hang in these feelings. Don't feel sad, don't feel regret. That's it. Start from today. Clean your masculinity, develop your masculinity, and you will see how strong and feminine you will become. All right, that's it. I'll see you by TikTok. I'll see you on Saturday by YouTube. Thank you very everybody for being here. If you do have some kind of ideas um, of new subjects, please do give them to me. As you see, I did the whole 1 hour on quantum leap, and I missed, I guess, a few things. So yeah, it's always good to have a different perspective. Please do um, send your questions if you have any. Do become strong in your masculinity and in your femininity. And I will see you on Saturday at 11 a.m. Enjoy your evening. Bye, everybody.